This time on Opera Avengers, we'll be following the lives of 4 little women in our most modern opera so far.
Of course I love you, no sweeter sister, no dearer friend, but once I saw him, and once he looked at me. I can't explain it, Joe. I love you. Things end. No, things change, Joe.
Thanks for joining us on Opera Avengers. I'm Alejandra Martinez, your guide to demystifying opera, an art form created by the people, for the people, and of the people. Today's podcast is brought to you by FreshBooks.com. Move your small business's accounting to the cloud with a free 30-day trial on www.gofreshbooks.com/opera. Additional support is brought by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/opera. Choose from over 180,000 titles to read on your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. As always, this podcast will include spoilers. In opera, there are so many nuances to absorb that knowing the story beforehand allows you to sit back and enjoy the performance without worrying about missing a subtitle or two. So think of our podcast as your cheat sheet and be free to enjoy every minute of high-flying opera. Little Women is a literary classic written by Louisa May Alcott in the 1860s. It was adapted into an opera by Mark Adamo and first performed in 1998. In 2 acts, it follows the original story of the 4 March sisters growing up in New England after the American Civil War. Opera Avengers has managed to get a hold of letters written by the main character, Jo March. She's a bit of a tomboy, and she made her living as a writer, selling editorials to a magazine. Here is our first letter.
Today, I sat once again in the family attic, writing once again by myself. Nothing has changed, except that I find myself now at 21 years of age. I was surprised to receive a visit from Laurie, handsome as ever. We began to speak of our past relationship, an awkward discussion, as he is now married to my sister Amy. Laurie remarked how pleased he was that things have returned to normal. This only reminds me just how much has changed. I could not help but become upset.
Wait a sec. That letter is from the bottom of the pile. Who puts it on top? I hate when this happens. It's so confusing. Let's start from the beginning. Okay, this one is from 3 years earlier.
My name is Josephine March, but my 3 sisters call me Jo. Together, we founded the Barristers' Club, a juvenile attempt at a mature, important meeting group. There's Amy, the youngest, a painter, Meg, the eldest, and Beth, soft-spoken, a wonderful pianist. We were interrupted by Laurie, Theodore Lawrence. After a short game of truth or fabrication, my sisters left me alone with Laurie. Laurie told me that Meg had recently misplaced her glove. He claims she gave it to her tutor, John Brooke. This is terrible news. A marriage could separate my sisters forever.
Our next letter is dated a few weeks later.
At our last meeting of the Barristers' Club, Beth sang one of her original hymns. Meg revealed that Brooke has been courting her, but she promised to refuse him, as Papa thinks she's too young to marry. But then Brooke arrived. Hidden behind a curtain, I convinced Meg to stay firm and refuse him. We were visited by our wealthy Aunt Cecilia. She is none too fond of Brooke, either. She warned Meg not to waste herself on Brooke, who Cecilia believes is only interested in Meg because of her eventual inheritance. Perhaps in defiance, Meg declared that she would only marry for love, and she agreed to marry Brooke. Cecilia immediately disinherited her. While my parents celebrated the proposal, Meg tried to force me to accept her decision, but I cannot help but feel that she is abandoning us.
And here's our next letter.
The wedding came on a beautiful, serene morning. Meg had asked to borrow our parents' original wedding vows for the ceremony. Laurie arrived at the wedding and blindsided me with a proposal of marriage. I pleaded for my hand, feverish with passion, but I was so shocked that I refused him immediately. I swore that we could never be happy together. He fled, wounded. Unfortunately, Amy overheard this exchange. She, having always fancied Laurie herself, accused me of treating him cruelly. We argued, fierce. Suddenly, Beth fainted. I am ashamed to say we almost didn't notice in the midst of our argument. The whole family rushed to her side. It is with great sorrow that I must write that Beth is afflicted with the scarlet fever.
And so ends Act 1. All right, I'm just going to make sure we've got the next few letters in order for Act 2. Let's take a short break before we move on. For our faithful Opera Avengers listeners, FreshBooks is offering a 30-day free trial to try out their free service. Easily send invoices, chart expenses, and save it all to the cloud. To try FreshBooks free for 30 days, just go to www.gofreshbooks.com/opera. For the bookworms in our audience, Audible.com is offering a free audiobook download, in addition to a free 30-day trial to any of the 180,000 books in their library, including The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins, now a major upcoming motion picture. To download your free audiobook today, go to www.audibletrial.com/opera. Again, that's audibletrial.com/opera for your free audiobook. All right, on to Act 2.
It seems like more than 1 year has passed since the wedding. I am currently living in a boarding house in New York City, selling my writing pieces to a tabloid called The Daily Volcano. I still receive letters from the others. Laurie is now a sophomore at Oxford. I only hope that he soon forgets me so things can go back to the way they used to be. Brooke and Meg are still married, raising twins. Amy is touring England thanks to Cecilia's money, and Beth is still fighting the scarlet fever. But my parents are caring for her as best they can. Tonight I attended the opera with Friedrich Baer, another resident in my boarding house. He is a friend. I will only say this once. He is just a friend. He is 39 years of age. Later that night, Baer and I discussed the opera, art, and life itself. He was firm in his belief that there is more to life than my tabloid stories. But he simply doesn't understand me. He does have a lovely singing voice, though. Our evening was interrupted by a telegram. It was from home. Beth has become worse. Much worse. I need to get home. When I arrived home, Beth was asleep. When Beth awoke, she was calm, almost resigned. She tried to assure me that everything would be fine, but it did little to convince me. I was terrified to see my beautiful sister broken and small in that bed. She asked if I would let her sleep. She never woke again. I turned to Meg for comfort, but she was already in the arms of Brooke. One of my sisters is dead. One is traveling abroad. Another is spoken for. I now know what it means to be alone.
There's quite a bit of space between this next letter and the last. Here's the last letter.
It is spring now. Amy continues to send letters. She is now in love with Laurie. I cannot help but notice that Bear has not written me. My only company has been Aunt Cecilia. She praises me for remaining single and unchanging. She has promised that I shall inherit her fortune, claiming that I am the only one who will appreciate it, that I am the only one who won't be bothered by lovers or friends. This gave me pause. Do I really want to turn out just like Cecilia? Friendless, alone, kept company only by cold money? Perhaps change is a necessary part of life.
Let me look you, golden, the angels I recall, a sisterhood of summer. What did we know of the fall? What could we know of fall? Who will we be?
Okay, back to that first letter, and we're back in the attic, where this all started.
Laurie remarked how pleased he was that things have returned to normal. This only reminds me just how much has changed. I could not help but become upset. After much thought, I finally answered Laurie. Nothing will ever be the same, but he and I shall always remain friends, no matter what. Memories start flooding back to me of all my sisters together again. Amy, Meg, and dear, sweet Beth. Things have changed so much. I bid him farewell. I then received a second visitor, Bear. He asks, "Is now a good time?" I can only say, now is all there is.
Little Women, the opera, received a mixed critical reaction, ranging from overreaching to masterpiece. Regardless, much like its source material, it provides a neat window into young women in the 1800s and offers a nice message of living in the now and accepting the fluid changes in our lives. You can see this show performed by the Nightingale Opera on July 15th at 7:30 p.m. and July 17th at 2:30 p.m. The event will be held at the Barlow Community Theater in Hudson. Until next month, I'm Alejandra Martinez. Thank you for listening. Opera Avengers is a production of the Great Lakes Light Opera, an organization based out of Cleveland, Ohio, dedicated to bringing opera and all local musical arts to everyone. Want to learn more? Visit us at greatlakeslightopera.com. Want to help out? Check our donation page or email us at greatlakeslightopera1@gmail.com. Oh, and let us know what you'd like to hear next.